here today at Clubhouse 5 for a luncheon for people over 90. There are about 250 people in this room, and they're over 90 years old, which is amazing. And we really hope you enjoy this segment because some of the interviews are with people who are outstanding and have had interesting lives. There's a poet, there's someone who sang with somebody very famous you'll hear all about. But we'd really like you to tune into this and just see how these people are thriving in the community. And we also have Dana Grenia with UCI, who is very much involved here in Laguna Woods with the study of people over 90. We're really fortunate to be able to see this with our own eyes, to be able to witness all these people that look terrific and they're doing great things in the community, and also to have this very serious study that's been going on for the last couple of decades. And so these studies are very, very helpful and very important to the world, actually. So thank you for tuning in.
My name is Marilyn Scipiora. I just turned 90 on April 6th, and I've been writing poetry for a year or two, and I'd like to read one to you now. Okay. It's called Turning 90. Now that I'm 90, what shape am I in? I'm not too fat and I'm not too thin. My thyroid is too low and my blood pressure is too high, but nevertheless, I'm not ready to die. I love to dance and I love to sing, but I'm not too fond of suffering. I hope to live the rest of my life in fairly good health without any strife.
How long have you lived here?
For 13 years.
And how has living in Laguna Woods Village helped you thrive and be such an amazing human?
Oh my gosh, it's given me my independence. I lost my driver's license in March. I was devastated, but then I started learning about the bus service. Oh my gosh, it's like having my own chauffeur, you know? They come in the morning and take me to mass. They come in the evening and take me to a seminar. This is paradise. No kidding. This is paradise living here.
And what are the activities that you love to do in the village?
Well, in the village, the only thing I do in the village is I don't really do any activities. I did all my golfing and bowling and dancing and having fun when I was young. But now I take care of my grandchildren. Every weekend, I go over to my son in Irvine, and his children are from 5 to 11, for 3 girls and a boy. Can I read you that poem?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is when I was 89, I wrote this poem. It's called Recipe for Longevity. I'm 89 and feeling fine. I eat my fruits and veggies too, as well as fish and fowl, because they're good for you. I take my supplements from A to Zinc because they keep me in the pink. I cook and shop and clean my home, and I took a little time to write this poem. I babysit my grandchildren, 3 girls and a boy, and there's nothing that gives me any greater joy.
Wow.
This is just...
She just knocks them out of the park, right?
I just don't know what to say. This woman is a treasure here.
I don't know what to say.
You look so young and vibrant. Do you feel that way?
I worked till I was 77. I was a secretary from the time I got out of high school. Yeah. I worked for Brunswick, the bowling company in Chicago, for 7 years. I got married. I had 5 children, moved to California, and I worked for a public relations firm in the entertainment business for 6 years. Then I worked for Catholic Television for 9 years until they went bankrupt. And then I worked for a Catholic nursing home for 10 years, and then I retired at 77. And I just loved work. I don't mind working. I don't need any more, fun activities. I had my share, more than my share.
What's the secret to your success?
My faith in God.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Let me.
Oh, you got another poem for that too?
I don't know.
Who is this lady?
I don't know, but I'm glad we found her here.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Here's my faith poem. Okay, it's called "Give God a Chance." God is always there to help you, so don't try to go it alone. Seek His guidance by praying. His power is universally known. God promised to provide what is best for you, but you're not sure if this is really true. Didn't He already prove His love for you? Now shouldn't you prove you love him too? He gave you an angel to love and protect you and always be there to guide and correct you. You may not be able to see your angel right now, but your soul can hear your angel anyhow.
Wow. Okay, what are your long-term goals? You're doing great. Are you feeling great?
Yes, my health is really pretty good. I mean, I just have a couple of minor little things that, but yeah, right. But
What do you want to do? Like, do you have goals, or like what's on the horizon?
well, I just want to keep taking care of my grandchildren, enjoying my children. We have my family and I, four of my children and my grandchildren meet every summer at San Clemente Village, San Clemente Inn, in San Clemente, obviously, and we have a reunion, and it is fabulous. It's just a fabulous life. It is a fabulous life.
I'm Beatrice Hurwitz.
Beatrice, how old are you right now?
I'm 101.
So what's your secret?
That's the thing everybody asks me, and I've devised a new answer. I'm going to hang around until the White House gets some responsibility.
You've lived here since 1988.
Yes.
What are some of the funnest things you've done here?
Oh, I've taken lots of classes here. I've done ceramics until I stopped going because people are so talented that my poor efforts looked ridiculous, so I gave that up. I did calligraphy. I did a course on Proust, Remembrance of Things Past, yeah. And of course I take advantage of the gym. I've been going since then.
You have?
I go chair exercises 5 mornings a week.
Do you think that's one of the secrets to your feeling good?
Who knows?
But you love it? You love going out and working out?
I don't love it, but I go because I need to.
You look really like you're in fantastic shape. What do the doctors say when you see them?
Nothing really.
Nothing?
No.
They don't. Wow.
Nobody admires it. There are a lot of people like this here. Yeah.
And you look great. Do you feel as good as you look?
Pardon?
Do you feel as good as you look?
No. I have some chronic illnesses. Yeah.
You couldn't tell though.
Well, I don't go around wearing them on my sleeve.
That's probably one reason why you're doing so good, I bet, right?
Yeah, I'm an avid reader. I think that's the reason.
What kind of reading do you do?
All kinds. Very eclectic.
Like fiction?
Yeah, fiction. Mainly fiction now because for escape.
What's like your favorite author?
Pardon?
You have a favorite author?
Favorite author? Not really. Not really.
How many books do you think you read every year?
I go to the library about every month and I take out 5 books. And within 2 or 3 weeks I have finished them.
Wow, that's pretty prolific.
Yeah, I'm a very avid reader, yeah. It's an escape.
Right, you enjoy it.
Very much.
And what are the activities you still do here at your age?
I play bridge, and I play mahjong, and I socialize. I don't do traveling anymore since my husband passed away, but we were great travelers. We've done around the world.
Really?
Yeah, when we retired, we took a 2-month trip around the world, yeah.
You've had quite a life.
Yes, I've had an interesting life. Yes, I can't complain.
What did you think of her talk?
I thought Beatrice was charming. To be that age and be as accomplished in what she's doing today. I mean, to be 100 and playing bridge by itself is an accomplishment. And to know her email address and her phone number right off the tip of her lips, outstanding, outstanding.
So what's the secret to aging well?
I think I've long believed in Satchel Paige's famous saying, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you was? Satchel Paige was pitching in the major at 52 years old. Outstanding.
Hi, I'm Bruce Edwards, and I'd like for you to meet my mom, Ann Edwards, and she'd like to sing for you.
When you're smiling, The whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're frowning, you bring on the rain, so stop your sighing. Be happy again when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Wow. That was ridiculously good.
Part of it is your outlook on life, and I like art and things that keep you uplifted and not boring. Life can be a very happy place to be, but it's what you make it.
Are you still having fun at 101?
I'm still having fun.
You look like it.
Well, my sons keep me going. I have 2 sons, wonderful sons, and they keep me on the go. Happiness is an inside job. You can choose to be, bored. You can choose to be moody. It's up to you.
Do you just live life one day at a time as far as where, what happens to you from here on out?
Well, I don't think one day at a time. I just live. I do have pain, but I work through it. I don't take pain pills and all that stuff, But who doesn't have a little pain at this stage of their life?
Did you have any idea that you're going to live to 100?
No, I did not. However, my parents lived till they were 75. And of course, that was old then, years ago. But no, I didn't. Nor did I ever say I want to live to be 100.
But you just live, and so you just live to be 101.
You're here at the Care Clinic, which is next to our community center. I didn't see the 60-minute interview, which was on aging, but this is a very big research and development project for our aging community. So I'm really excited to talk to Dana Grenia here at the Care Clinic. And I'd like to know more about how people are thriving, difference between men and women, and also what we can do to be healthier and live to be over 90 ourselves. So I'm very curious to pick your brain a little bit and see what you've learned and maybe share with us some of the things that not only you've learned, but maybe that can be helpful to the community, because that's what we're trying to do here is offer, some of this information to our community, get them interested, and maybe it's something they might want to participate in. So Dana, take it away.
Hi, thank you so much for coming. Well, I'm Dana. I work on the 90 Plus study here at UCI. Our clinic is in Laguna Woods. We study people over the age of 90. We look at factors that lead to long life or longevity, and we also study dementia and dementia disorders such as Alzheimer's disease. The number one thing that comes to my mind is longevity. People living longer, they want to live well. And some of our findings are that we have found people that exercise, for instance, in their 60s and 70s have shown to live longer than those that don't exercise at all. We found 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes or more recorded for the day when they completed a health survey back in the 80s, and we follow them to the present, 20 years later, that those that exercised even 15 minutes, it made a difference. 30 minutes was better. 45 minutes was the best for the day. Over 45 didn't matter. So exercise is very important, and you're probably not surprised to hear that.
And it's doable. That is. And so this has been going on for 20 years then, the study.
Yes. Yeah, see, we tapped into the 1981 Leisure World Cohort Study from USC. We tapped into that research and followed the participants that were still alive from 1981, when they were in their 60s and 70s, to present time, when our study started in 2001.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
You know, I've started bridge because I hear it's a brain game and it's good to keep the brain stimulated. So what are some other activities like bridge, for instance, that might be helpful to people out in the community? We have so many resources here that maybe they can participate or join something. That might
Yes, yes. So exercise is very good, but also we found leisure activities to be beneficial for a longer life. Other things we found were drinking coffee. People that reported drinking caffeine, 2 cups of coffee a day, live longer than those that reported no coffee at all.
I'm so happy
or
to hear about that.
abstained.
Thank you. Good.
And then the one that everyone loves to hear about is alcohol. People that reported drinking alcohol in their 60s and 70s lived longer than those that abstained. And we're not encouraging people to start drinking if they never did before, but what we found was 2 cups of alcohol a day, whether it be wine, beer. Those that reported doing so lived a longer life than those that didn't drink at all.
Except those who are allergic to it probably wouldn't be good. So
Of
there are
course.
people that are intolerant too.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. So like I said, we
interesting.
don't tell people to go start drinking.
Right.
This is an observational study. It's based on what people reported back in the 80s to see how did they make it to their 90s.
Okay. What are some other things that especially women could do to thrive here that you've noticed?
Oh, well, we've also noticed that women live longer. So by nature, virtue all species known to man, females live longer. And we have found that to be true. Our study is 78% female. Most of our participants are women. Women do live longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you going to be doing in the future? Do you have future plans too then with the study?
Yes, like, well, one thing that a new finding we looked at was falls. We found that people who reported falls, we studied like 1,500 people, and when they come to the 90 plus study, we get a history, we find out about their fall status and whether or not they fell in the last year. Well, despite comorbidities, people with vision disease, dementia, osteoarthritis, stroke, you would imagine they would fall more. And that is true. However, people that reported exercising in their 60s or 70s reported less falls than those that abstained, despite those comorbidities of I can't walk, I can't see. If they reported exercise, they still had less falls, a 30% reduction.
That makes sense for flexibility and whatnot.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'm not an avid exerciser. I'm taking up golf again for the umpteenth time, but I want to continue because of the exercise factor. For those people out here that aren't crazy about exercise or have a hard time sticking with it or want to get started, what could they do where it's not too strenuous? What could they do?
Well, let me tell you too, like when we asked about exercise, it included walking, gardening, swimming, running, biking, yes, but it also included the lower levels if it accrued to be 30 minutes in a day. So you can do 10 minutes of a walk, and then you can do 15 minutes of your gardening, and then even moving around doing household chores. If it got to be 30 minutes in a day, that proved to be beneficial.
Like even vacuuming.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah,
Right,
even
right,
vacuuming.
right.
Yes.
You know, I tuned in, I saw Susan Tuttle, on our TV and whatnot. Have you thought about putting a program on for some kind of exercise or chair exercises that are specific to your research that might be helpful too?
We haven't
Is that a thought?
exactly. Here in the village, there's so many exercise programs that we hear about from our participants that, I mean, this is an amazing place for them to live. It really is. There's so much to do, and we haven't done that. Although I have had participants ask me to start like a social club, where they can get together and because socialization too is so important.
Because I remember there was a walking club, and I haven't noticed that in the Globe lately, but
okay.
that was great. And I think they would walk at the mall or something, but there was some kind of a walking club, and maybe that could be, again, out there, maybe start another walking club and put a letter to the Globe possibly, because I know that we go through the globe, we take a look at things, and a lot of us will participate in activities, from what we see in the globe. But maybe a walking club again might be an idea.
That
to
sounds
get people
great.
out and about.
Yes,
Something again that's not
yes.
too strenuous to get people started.
Yes,
then.
absolutely.
So it
yes.
sounds to me that exercise is almost the number one then
For
component.
living longer. Yes,
Ah,
yes, definitely.
Okay. How about health and diet and what people are eating too? Because I know I have a friend who just moved to the towers because it was very difficult to cook and to manage anymore, going to the grocery store and doing the meals, etc. So the towers was a great place because they have that one meal a day. What have you found with food in particular for people?
Yeah, I don't have an answer about food per se. In 1981, they did record how many vegetables they had per day and what they've eaten, but the data's there, but we haven't analyzed that as far as I know.
Okay. And what else have you noticed or pinpointed?
Sure. Well, we were talking about living longer, but we didn't talk about dementia.
Oh,
And,
yes.
we see about a third of our participants are normal, a third may have slight impairment, and a third have dementia. So, of course, if we live longer, we want to live without dementia. And the one thing that we found was people over 90 with hypertension had a lower risk of dementia than those with normal normal to low blood pressure. And I know that's very surprising because when we're in our 60s, 70s, if we have high blood pressure, our doctors put us on medication. We watch it very closely. So again, we don't ever say don't take your blood pressure medicine, but we have found that people over 90 with higher blood pressures have about a 30% reduced risk of dementia.
That's
And
interesting.
it's very interesting.
It is. I wonder if it's stimulation then, as people are more stimulated or something,
they
or-
may have more tortuous blood vessels. The blood may need a higher pressure to pump through to the brain. Maybe that's what it is. We see normal blood pressure is 120/80 from the time we're an adult all the way to age 100. Maybe the normal blood pressure for the elderly or people over 90 or high 80s is not 120/80. Maybe it is something higher. This is just a finding. Again, we always say take your medications, but that's an interesting one.
If you're over 90 or you know someone who is over 90, Dana's going to explain some things that they do. There's some benefits to you, maybe, to take advantage of the largest center in the country. And here we are. We're at a perfect place for anybody over 90. So Dana, let us know what maybe they could do to become part of the study or how they can contribute to science. And
Sure. So our participants get evaluated every 6 months. We do a battery of neuropsychological tests and a neuro exam. If they come to the clinic, we offer $20, so they get a little monetary compensation. But I think knowing that they're contributing to science gives them great benefit, that they're helping future generations. We've got loads of publications, and we've shown that we are very serious about our work, and I think the participants are proud to be a part of us. Another thing we've started are imaging trials. So we also ask our participants to do an MRI of the brain for us, and also an amyloid PET scan. So 2 brain scans. Each also gives $50 to the participant, which is kind of fun. And after following them every 6 months to their death, they need to donate their brain. And when they donate their brain to science, we look into the brain, we look for dementing pathology such as Alzheimer's disease and other dementing disorders.
that would be great, because I know that's a huge study in this country to try to resolve this problem of Alzheimer's and what causes it and how hopefully we can prevent that from happening.
Yes.
So, so what can people do, or how would they contact you then?
Oh, well, we have we have a recruitment brochure for one thing, and I could give you some if you want to take some. Our phone number is 949-768-3635, extension 100, people can just call and say they're interested. Let us know how old they are. They need to be 90, and we will get them started.
Okay. And if they're computer savvy, how would they look that up on the computer to contact you?
Sure, yeah. We have a website. It's www.90study.org, and the information is there. Also, we are on the UCI Mind website at UCI, and our information is there as well.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay, so there is a way that then you can contact the center and become part of the study. And if you know of anybody over 90 who might be interested, please spread the word, because we're in just basically the center of an aging community that's very helpful. And there are a lot of problems that I know we want to solve. I think all of us want to solve. And also we want to live healthier and happier lives and age well, because there's no reason to be decrepit in our old age. Hopefully we can be active. I think the oldest exerciser at the gym, isn't this person 104, I believe?
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
so we
great.
have a lot of people that are active still, you know,
Yes.
in their 90s and 100s, which is amazing. You know, I've noticed there's some very young looking women in this community, and I know that we all want to be young forever. And so is there a common thread that you've noticed with some personalities or something where, again, there's some women that look fantastic and very, very young and vital? What makes that difference then?
Well, I have to say, I have noticed that even in our 90s, women still want to look good. They still want to shop. The gene for shopping doesn't go away. You know, I'm frequently asked, where did you get that handbag? Or I like your outfit. One woman came in, she was just dressed to the nines. Her coral earrings matched her coral handbag and her shoes. I mean, even her walker matched her outfit.
Oh, wow.
She looked that good. So yeah, they care about how they look. It's wonderful to see. They also have a passion for the research, and they want to get things done. I once had a woman at the PET scanner. The head has to fit into the head cradle, and I couldn't get her head in because of her curved back. And she actually said, Dana, if you hold my head, take out the coil, and just hold my head, we'll be able to complete the scan. This woman, and I'm not telling a lie, she was 106, and I stood and held her head for the 15 minutes in the scan, and we got it done. So I see passion for research. She was the one that came up with that, not me, and we completed that scan.
So it sounds like there's a seed of motivation. What is something you've noticed about some of the elderly then in their 90s or 100s that is motivating them? How are some people so motivated or passionate, whereas some people kind of give up? What have you noticed? How can you take that path?
Oh gosh, I think it just comes from within. You know, they've lived so long, and they're happy. They want to help. They live in this great community. Yeah, I wish I knew the exact answer, you know, to help those that don't feel that way, but many of them are spirited, for sure.
Do you think it's a connectedness where people who stay connected and participate, where those people are more motivated than people that aren't participating or
yes.
connected? Seems
Yeah.
to me that being connected.
Yeah,
might
I
have a
think,
big-
yeah, socialization,
Yeah.
not being depressed, being with other people, absolutely, is definitely a benefit.
Yeah, okay. So to all of you out there, that's another message too then, is to participate, be connected. If you're home alone and, you know, there's no reason to be depressed or lonely, there are things to do, but start with one thing if you can.
Yes,
You know, go through the great globe that we talk about all the time, but, you know, try to find maybe one thing that interests you and just give it a try. Just show up. See if you like it, try to meet some people, but it may be just kind of add on to one thing at a time and see if there's something that can motivate you, because that sounds like that might be a key too
Yep.
for healthy living and aging well.
Sounds good.